Kevin, well, it was a comfortable victory in the end, but how difficult was that game for you today?
It was what we expected, especially first half. Credit to Halifax. I thought they threw a whole lot of good things at us. And given the results yesterday in particular, we prepared for the best of Halifax all week, but I think, for champ teams to be 4 from 4 today would have meant something to all of them, and especially to Halifax. So I thought Richard Marshall had done a fantastic job with his team, and at 6-6 I thought they were well worth it. So probably a little bit of disappointment from myself and Jimmy. We felt we were in control after 15 minutes and invited Halifax in, and they started to play and played some decent rugby. So thankfully the second half was a little bit different.
What was the difference in the second half, do you think?
Probably, I think we raised the intensity. Our strength in our carries was a lot better in that second period, and I thought Brad Dwyer came on and really sparked us as well. I thought he was dynamiting around that dummy half position, and probably a little bit. I think it's our intensity. I think the fact that we're full time probably showed in the end, and it's a big win for us.
It moves you to the top of the qualifiers after a crazy day yesterday. How important was it that you did get the victory today, given the way that the results panned out yesterday? Yeah,
it was a huge result for us without what happened yesterday, and we've had a tough 3 games against Super League sides who've all been very, very desperate, and then we come here against a side who have not got a win yet, but Leeds are in town, and we knew we needed to win no matter what. Yesterday's results probably heightened that a little bit for us and gave us an opportunity. Thankfully we were good enough to take it.
Brad Dwyer, you mentioned earlier, was really impressive and got the 2 tries. How key was his role in the victory today?
Yeah, huge. Whether it's him starting or Matty starting, I think the pair are starting to work up some good combinations, and we rolled it this week. Matt started. We felt he deserved it, and but Brad came on and asked some questions of a tiring Halifax defence, and they are both very, very quick, and he played his part. I think they use the term quite a bit in rugby union, don't they, about finishers. I know Eddie Jones uses it, and I think Brad came in and came on and finished the game for us.
You mentioned that Leeds were back in town in Halifax for the first time in a long time. It was quite the atmosphere and occasion as well, wasn't it, for the team? Yeah,
it's great to be back here. I think the playing surface, the stadium, it's of Super League standard. It's better than some grounds actually around Super League, so I'm delighted that there was a big crowd. I'm delighted that Twist and Shout got sang for most of the second half, so I think it made for a real atmosphere, and the sun came out for us today as well, so really good rugby league event today, I thought.
How do you approach next week?
Again, it's a game we want to win. We'd love to come top of the qualifiers, and we know that there's a scrap beneath us, and at the minute it's in our hands. Why would we allow it to wait on point difference? I'm trying everybody get the calculators out. Toronto are a good side, and they'll come and throw some bits at us. They'll be desperate, but it's our last home game of the year at home. Sorry, I said that twice, but that's probably how big it is. We've not been great all year, and I think it'd be really nice to send our fans home next Friday night knowing that we're on the right track.
As a club, are you glad the season ends next week?
Probably mixed. I've really enjoyed being back, and there's loads of stuff going on behind the scenes that nobody will see, but I suppose the off season gives us a chance to press the button on some of those and start moving it forward. As you're probably aware, my focus has been on our performances for this last little while, and rightly so, and so probably mixed. I do feel like we're making small improvements. I thought certainly in that second half today was as well as we've played in this last little while, and hopefully we can keep improving, especially next week.
Kevin, now you've reached 10 points, which should be enough to sort of seal you survival. Can you sort of turn more of an eye towards recruitment for next season from now?
Because we're still not mathematically safe, Gary, I think the button's probably still on pause. Just in case, let's do it right, let's do it proper. The focus for us is playing well next week. As soon as that game finishes next Friday night, and hopefully we've done a good job and we know exactly where we're at, I think then is the time we start pressing buttons on stuff.
You mentioned Brad Dwyer. How good was Jack Walker today?
Yeah, I thought he was the best player on the field. He owed us a good performance. I think he turned up slightly late for the bus today. So I told him beforehand I needed to repay the lads, and I thought he did. I thought he was outstanding, and if he plays like that, he puts himself in the category of one of the best fullbacks in the competition, if not the country. So pleased for him.
And the future looks bright with the academy through to the final as well.
Yeah, Rob's done a magnificent job there. Great win over at St Helens on Friday, and it makes for a really tough grand final against Wigan. So I'm still waiting to find out when and where that'll be. But Rob deserves a lot of credit. I know he's keen to point out that the job isn't done yet, and they'll give it the best shot next week.
Can you see any of those youngsters knocking on the door next year?
Yes, very much so. I think if we'd not been in a grand final next week with the academy, then a number of those boys would have been given an opportunity next week, just to get a taste of it. But also they deserve the chance as well. And I think yes, we want to win next week, and we probably have to win next week. But the belief is there in some of those young players, and unfortunately they probably won't get a shot, and they've earned the right to play in a grand final and should enjoy it.
Any in particular?